Yo, ladies and gentlemen, we are live once again, for the 10th edition of MMA Reloaded. It hit YouTube, like a shock. You know what I mean? It hit YouTube like a thunderstorm. No one expects this. Everyone expects MMA page to come out on YouTube, because it's the fastest growing sport and all this and yada yada yada. You see top 10s, top 20s, filters, effects. But here at MMA Reloaded, one man telling it to you the way you like it. You know what I mean? I don't only tell it, I type it. I'm live also on Instagram every day. 4 times a day, 5 times a day, 6 times a day. Boy, I am active. Alright, now, getting to my point here of this video, it's to do with 2016 in the UFC. Let me tell you something, 2016 in the UFC is all about returns. All about returns. If you guys have been following MMA news recently, 2 new returns have been announced. Well, not been announced, like official, but they've been rumored. They've been circling all around the community. The first one I want to touch on is Chael Sonnen. Chael Sonnen, as of last night, announced that he wanted to come back to the UFC, and if he passes the USADA via a doping screen, he will compete. He will start competing back, and I'll tell you now, Chael Sonnen will shake up that middleweight division like it's never been shooken up before, because he dominated. Every non-title fight he had, he dominated. And, apart from title matches, those were practically his only losses were title matches. Another one I want to talk about, number 2, probably one of the most intimidating heavyweights to compete. And when he met Brock Lesnar, Jesus Christ, I was out of my seat. I was popping 2, 3, maybe 4 beers at the time and watching that fight. Shane Carwin announces he wants to come back to the UFC. Now, with Shane Carwin, a lot has changed. A lot has changed with Shane Carwin. Not only has he aged, but it's the fact that if he can get back in shape, get back to the animal that he was. 11 knockouts in a row in the UFC. It's not easy. And that fucking smothering wrestling of Shane Carwin. Homies at heavyweight, you better watch out. Apart from that, 2016, we've seen return rumors. Like rumors are just new. That's how much people are getting excited about them. One GSP. People getting excited about GSP because he said himself he wanted to return. And look at the fights that they were going to plan for GSP. That they are planning for him once he returns. A super fight with Anderson Silva. Robbie Lawler for the title. Michael Bisping middleweight championship. Dan Henderson. It's heating up with George St. Pierre. And number 4 on the list, a man who Dana White said should have been one of the greatest of all time, BJ Penn. Now, I don't know why Dana said he should have been. He was. I'm not going to say he is anymore because of his activity, but he was. BJ Penn revolutionized what it's like to be a martial artist, what it's like to be a champion. And then after the Ultimate Fight, he started talking a lot of shit, getting cocky, and he was humble, he was respectful, And you don't, make a reputation like BJ did for himself without being respectful. And a mixture of that and cocky at the same time. BJ was supposed to fight Cole Miller. Didn't happen. He is now banned by the USADA from active competition until further notice. Two more men who are returning to competition for Rising in Japan and their 16-man tournament filled with all-stars. Ladies and gentlemen, you have to see this one. Mirko Krokop and Wanderlei Silva will be competing at Rising number 3 in the 16-man tournament filled with Pride superstars. It's going to be a fight. It's going to be so much more. Mirko and Wanderlei definitely favourites to get into the final, but God knows. The one we've been seeing for Rising is just fucking smackdown, son. Jesus Christ. I want to talk about the new Ultimate Fighter. And more returns. We're going to see in the new edition of the Flyweight Ultimate Fighter, not only my boy, one of my best supporters on Instagram, Matt the Danger Schnell. Jesus Christ, the hype around this guy. It's like the UFC should have signed him right off Caged. If you haven't seen Caged, go onto MTV and see that shit. Or go onto YouTube and see Matt Schnell. This boy is amazing, man. Another, 2 returns. Damasio Page, who was just a vicious fighter out the WEC into the UFC. UFC didn't work, he's now the legacy flyweight champion. Matt Schnell is the interim flyweight champion. They were supposed to fight, they are going to fight. And another return that's going down is, I believe, let me check that for you actually, but yeah, returns after returns, it's just a buzz that's being created around UFC and MMA. Ladies and gentlemen, and don't expect these to be the last. There will be much, much more. Stay tuned. MMA Reloaded. Always live. Always here. Always me. 24/7, 365.